Hello. This is Ansi from Ivytree Studio, and I'm starting with a new idea. Today, especially, I've been having a really challenging day, and I was thinking about what I could do to kind of show you what helps me get through difficult, challenging times. As creatives, we tend to be highly sensitive and we sponge up our environment. Stress can be really bad for us. I was talking to one of my design team members last night, and she also talked about how stress impacts her health. And I can relate to health issues and things like that, similarly to what she has. And I was thinking about what it is that always kind of peps me up and helps me break through to the other side and get back on track again, emotionally feeling better and so on. And I am not a big advocate of retail therapy because I don't feel that can really solve it. At one point in my life when I was younger, I used to work at a local school and I was living in the hostel, so I was kind of cut off from the rest of the world, always working and living at my workplace as well. So at times I wanted to just break out and go outside and see the rest of the world and kind of feel normal again. So I would go to the nearest shopping mall, and I would always come back home with a couple of purchases and things, and it ended up getting me into financial strain, I would say. I wouldn't say that it really got that bad that I was in trouble, but it did place some stress on my finances. So I realized quickly that that wasn't the best way of dealing with emotional strain or a stressful time. And then I kind of put a challenge out for myself to do the same thing, go to the mall, drink a cup of coffee or have a cool drink there at a restaurant, maybe buy a magazine at most, and then just sit there and watch the people go by and just process what I was feeling and what I was thinking, and then go home, and it would make me feel better. So I didn't have the stress of making a lot of purchases just to make myself feel better. And on the other hand, I did get out and about. So I think for introverted types and creatives, that's important to kind of have that balance going on. But I think for me now, I'm working from home. So I live and I work in the same space. I'm always in the same environment constantly. And my husband also works from home. So that can put a lot of stress on your life if you don't take regular breaks. So today we just normally, when the pressure builds and we get to a point we just can't take it anymore, then we get into the car and we just go for a drive and go to a restaurant. Our favorite place is the Wimpy. So today I brought a little ephemera back from the experience, a little bag that I'm planning to put in one of my journals. It's a affordable restaurant that you don't pay an arm and a leg, and I think the red always energizes me and makes me kind of feel better, and I had a coffee there. So that's one thing that I can suggest, is just to get out of your normal environment. And the other thing is, if you really do feel better, you have a hobby like I do, you have a love for stationery and pretty things, pretty paper, then I would say just put a kind of a budget on it, a lock on or a limit on how much you're going to spend. So if that makes you happy, it kind of brings a little sunshine to your day, just don't overdo it. And I feel like if you curb your enthusiasm a little bit and you don't go overboard, then that can be a good thing. Retail therapy can be a kind of let's make myself feel good for that day a little bit, but you don't go overboard, you don't overspend. I think that's a very important boundary and limit to put on. So that would be my advice. So I was thinking about how to do things a little bit differently here on YouTube, because everybody does unboxing videos and shows their stash and the things that they bought. And I wanted to kind of change things up and show you, yes, I have a box. I've got a physical box, And every time that I bring this box to my table, I'm going to do a little series, what's in the box today. And then I'll unbox the box. And maybe in the box there'll be some pretty paper, there'll be some new things, maybe a tool, maybe something special, maybe a book I'm reading or I want to read, maybe a little project that I want to work on, some challenges, some life things, like maybe I'll talk to you about my health today and I'll share with you what I'm planning to do about improving my health or something like that. I think things related to being autistic, being creative, and to encourage other people out there with similar challenges. Maybe you have serious health issues, maybe you're bedridden or you're alone, or you don't have a lot of friends that can share in your hobbies with you close by, friends that you can scrap and chat with, whatever. I have that. My sister is actually my scrap buddy, but she's so busy in the business with me that we tend to not want to do scrapbooking when we relax. Then we want to do other things. So I don't have that specific friend close by that I can say, okay, I'm going to scrap with you today and just unload and we can just chat away our worries and scrap and make something beautiful, and at the end of the day you feel better. So I have to do that for myself. I have to encourage myself. So you start with that. You encourage yourself by kind of planning out and saying, I have this remedy for when my days feels like a thunderstorm. I had that type of day today, so I need a little sunshine, and I feel like the yellow always picks me up. So I put a little ribbon on LillyB's box, and what this ribbon represents is it comes from my wedding. So I had a sunflower wedding and I saved my ribbon for that, and so I just placed it around this box and it will pep me up when I open it. Something like, it's like a present that I give myself. So I want to share with you what is in my box today, and some of the items I will be using in my classes perhaps and in my videos to come, and share with you my projects and things. So I'm very excited to open this box, and so we will be right back. Right, so let's take a look what's in my box today. Here we go. Okay, and first off, there's a little Montmartre canvas that I've had for a while. So this is not a new purchase, but it's something that's still unwrapped. I think I've got 2 of these, but I thought that I would take one out and challenge myself to do a little artwork with what's in the box. All right, that's one thing. I can't remember the price. It's not listed on the product, so I normally don't take off prices so that I can remember what things cost, but this one didn't have a price. All right, and there's some new goodies and some old. So something that I placed around my neck today just to feel better, and kind of, if you don't physically feel well, having something bright or colorful just, I think, makes you feel better. So I love these little African beads that we get locally, and it's got a heart around it. I just love these. I collect them. I haven't seen them close by to me. I need to visit some flea markets and things to see if I can find some more. I have a red one and I have this one, and I would love more colors in these. My favorite colors are purple and orange and turquoise and navy. Black and white is also nice. I love black and white dots and things like that. So and red always picks me up. So I wore my little bead set today, and that definitely made me feel a little bit better. All right, we'll put that to the side. And then I put a little sunflower in there just to remind myself to, and as I say this, it's kind of ironic, but I need to remember to keep my eyes on Jesus and look up and not focus too much on my circumstances. And so this is me trying to encourage me. All right. And then I have a little Bible here that belonged to my grandmother and grandfather, and it's falling apart. And you can see the handwriting here So my gran and my granddad were born around the beginning of the previous century, and they're both in heaven now. So this is kind of a special little Bible. It belonged to them, and you can see it's really distressed and old. And then my dad had it, and he lent it to me at one stage when I was in primary school, and his name and my name is in here, and the grade that I was in, and the classroom, and the teacher's name. And so probably there was a show and tell or something in at school, and then I had to take this with me. So it also has the address my grandparents used to live in, and I think it was when they still lived in Port Elizabeth. So my mom was born in Port Elizabeth, in the Eastern Cape. All right, so this is a little project that I was thinking. My dad likes to scribble in Bible, so there's a lot of his handwriting in the back, and I think I want to keep that. He doesn't have the greatest handwriting, but it's his, and so that's great. And so I want to fix the cover, and I want to decorate it a little bit and celebrate this little treasure. So I think that's a little project that I can work on that can take my mind off things. And then I love pens, so I decorate my own. I buy cheap big pens, just either black or blue, and then I buy little plastic flowers and I add that on and I decorate it. Right, so I can use the pen for some journaling. I have another pen, little funny ice cream pen, so it's fun, and it actually smells like ice cream. Yeah, it smells like ice cream, and I bought this at the local Excitement store. It's like the dollar store in America, and love this pen. All right. And then I've got little fine liner pens, little basic colors and some rainbow colors. I think they were only 50 Rand, so I think that's about $10 or less. No, it's less than that, much less than that, I think. What is the exchange right now? I think it's 15 yeah, 15 Rand to $1 or something like that. So these were quite inexpensive. I took a look at these pens at the Stedler ones at our local CNA. My goodness, they're expensive. You will buy them for, I think, 200-300 Rand for a basic set. It's crazy. All right. Then what I also have, now we're getting to the fun things. Okay, lastly, just before we get to the purchases, I have this book, My Utmost for His Highest, and my sister gifted this book to my dad many years ago, and then when he was done with it, he gave it to me. So I was thinking of maybe writing some things out from this little devotional study by Oswald Chambers. I love that. I had a bigger one, a hard copy. I still do, I think, somewhere, but this one is kind of handy. All right. Then I'm busy with the Revive retreat, so if you know about that, you can check it out on our website. And this is a little badge that I made, a little ribbon of one of the badges that's part of the self-motivation system in the retreat. So that makes me so happy to look at it. So I put that in the box just to pep myself up. Right, and now there's interesting things going on here. But before I get into the crafty things, my husband bought me this today, so I want to talk about that quickly. Right, so I've been diagnosed with an underactive thyroid, something that my mother also had. She couldn't have kids for about 8 years into her marriage, and a doctor diagnosed her with an underactive thyroid and put her on some medication. And about, I would say, I think it was about a year later or something like that, I came along, and then my sister a year and 10 months after that. And my dad actually has a certificate that says he can't have kids. So that certificate is just nonsense because God gave 2 miracles. And so I understand that when you want kids, that can be a painful thing if you don't have them. I'm a teacher, so I have a heart for kids. I've always loved kids. I've got a little photo of me. Maybe someday I'll show you Scrapbook Loud about on that. Maybe I should go quickly fetch it. So I'm just going to pause the video here. Okay, so this is for you girls who want to get to know me better. I was born in 73, so this was in 75, taken in 75. I was a little girl, little toddler, and I think 2 years old. And this is the photo that I wanted to talk about. So I was drawn to babies like you wouldn't believe. My mom mentions this every time, that every time the kids were around or babies, I was there. So like a magnet, or moth to a flame. And so I love kids, and that's why I probably became a teacher as well. That's my calling. And I just want to put this aside. Okay, so that's about my mom's story and how I came to be. But a couple of years ago, after I was married, I was diagnosed with the same thing, with an underactive thyroid. I've never had a proper normal cycle since I was a teenager, so I've always had that issue. And okay, so yeah, that's not an easy thing. Anybody out there knows about autoimmune issues and things like that, you would understand what I'm talking about. So I don't want to go too deep into the gory detail. Just to mention that sometimes it can be really hard emotionally, and if your hormones are not balanced, then it can have an effect on your functioning, on your energy levels, and a lot of things. So sometimes I sleep very late, just because I can't get up. My thyroid doesn't kickstart, my spark plug doesn't work, and then once I'm up, then I can't seem to go to bed. So that's why sometimes you find me online 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It's just because I can't get my brain to shut off then. And yeah, so that's a whole cycle that is caused by a lot of things. So I tried to work on my diet, but as you can see, there's a little Kit Kat chocolate in there. So that's my confession of the day, that I was sugar-free and gluten-free for a long time now. And I think just the stress of the changeover of new medication the last 2 months and all the stress that we've been through, I just gave up a little bit, and that's normally not a good thing. So this is just a celebration of I'm going to finish this chocolate. Perhaps what I do normally is I share it with someone. There are 4 sticks in here, so I've got family members. So if I just take one and I share with everybody else, I always feel like I'm not overdoing it. And if you talk to dietitians, they would say, okay, just a little bit a day. It's like a 1 block of chocolate. That's about your allowance, daily allowance. So I feel like if I can challenge myself to have a little sweet stuff, but not to overdo it, then that I think that whole addiction thing won't be. It's like if you go without any like good stuff for 6 months, it becomes such a big thing that you just start eating, and I don't want that anymore. I don't want that roller coaster up and down. So I'd rather have a little bit once in a while, but I don't want to just fall off the wagon totally. So most of the time I try to stay away from gluten and stay away from sugar. So if I have this once a week, I kind of don't feel like I want it daily. Once a week, little chocolate block. Chocolate is actually very good for you, especially for hormones. So I try to always stick to darker chocolate, and not big slabs and things like that. And we always share. If we buy one as a family, we always share the slab. So you get that little bit, but it's not too much. And if you can get the sugar-free stuff, I would suggest that's much better. So I'm waiting for Kit Kat to do sugar-free and not put other nonsense in there. But that's a challenge. That's just like today was a really bad day. So just having a little chocolate, and it's red. It's got that red touch that I like. You can see my box also has the red in. That's okay. But that's my confession. It's actually something that I should stay away from because of my health. But then hubby bought me this. He went to the health shop, and we're going to try something new because the new medication that we're both on, he actually also has an underactive thyroid, and he was diagnosed in his 20s. So you can think 2 people with hormone issues, that can kind of explain why there's no kids yet. But we found a lady that's really knowledgeable. She's actually a proper doctor, but South Africa doesn't acknowledge her qualification, which is crazy. And she's going to help me go the natural route, because the chemical stuff is just messing with me and my husband both. So I wanted to share that. And I'm starting on these drops now, and instead of having a little white pill in the morning, just once a day, I now have to do this 3 times a day, which is a big challenge for me, because it's like having flu and having to take meds, and I hate that with a passion. So it's going to be a difficult thing. I actually didn't even want to go into the health shop with him. He had to go alone, because I think I'm so tired of the health issues. I'm 45. I've always had to deal with some kind of thing regarding this, and it's like I've prayed about it, I've given it to God. So it's not a faith thing on its own. It's like, yes, your faith is there that God can heal you. Your faith is still in place. It's nothing that's not shaking. It's just a question of the physical challenges. Sometimes I feel I had enough of that. So if you can relate, leave me a comment down below. It's a challenge that I don't wish upon anybody. And a lot of people don't have any wisdom or understanding how, and if your thyroid and your hormones are not balanced, how that can affect your mood, how that can affect your life, your energy levels, what you're able to do, all of that. So yeah, I hope that this thyroid, it's natural thyroid drops that can help, and there's a little progesterone also added to this to support me. So I'm going to give you feedback as I start on this, and the whole idea is that this is supposed to help heal your thyroid, get you back on track, get your body back on track. And the diagnosis is that it's possible for you to lose weight and to get in shape and feel better and then get off medication, whereas the doctors tell you you've got to get on this medication and you're on it for life, you can't leave it. And so I don't feel like that's something that I want to embrace right now, that for the rest of my life I'm on a medication that actually is depleting my calcium in my bones, is breaking my body down and making me age quicker. I don't feel like that's a solution at all. So this is supposed to actually build up my system, build my immunity, and help heal my thyroid. And I feel like I want to give it an opportunity to work. So you can pray for me that this is going to change things around for me. All right, so I'm going to try it for about 8 weeks or 3 months at least. I'm going to see if I feel better. The doctor said that actually she put someone on it that was sleeping all day, had health issues and energy problems. She couldn't get up. She had a lot of weight that she needed to lose. She was gaining weight actually. And she's now going to the gym and she's back on track, and it happened quite quickly. So I hope that I'm not in a hurry, but I would like to just physically feel better and have more energy. I'm creative, so I'm a busy bee. I want to be able to do my projects and do things and that I feel is in my heart to do. And just it's taking me longer and longer to get through projects because I just don't feel I have the energy for it. And so then probably it would also have an effect on my business if I can put in the time that I need to put in, and I have the energy to actually enjoy it, then that could be a positive thing for my business as well. Okay, so now you've been waiting a long time. Now I'm getting into the stuff that I purchased. So I think this represents about two trips, and I'm going to start with the one. All right, so this I bought the other day because I actually have a bigger tool, but it's a borrowed one and I want to give it back. And I don't want to purchase the expensive one at the moment, but I have it on my wish list, the one that I actually want from We Are Memory Keepers. But this was a quick little tool that can just help me for now, and I want to try it out. It was just 63 Rand. So remember the exchange rate to dollar is about 15 Rand to a dollar, and you can go on XE Converter if you want to see what this is in dollar. If you live overseas, you're from America or somewhere else. Okay, so 63 Rand 99. I feel like that's kind of a good price for a little tool like this, and you get a lot of gold goodies with it, eyelets with it, and I love gold. So either I would buy white because it goes with everything and I can perhaps spray it or color it the color that I want, or I'll go for gold. So I will always try to give you some frugal, economical tips so that you don't overspend on things that you probably will later find that you don't like or you don't want to use. Gold is my go-to color. If I have to choose between gold and silver, I always go for gold. I think it picks you up a little bit better. Silver can tend to kind of be dull, especially when you work with scrapbooky things, depending on what product you use. And then the tool I think is a plus. So I'm going to try that out and I'll give you feedback on how that went. All right, then my watercolors have been dwindling lately because I've been using it more and more, and I wanted to try out just this brand, Prime Art Creative Paint Palette. It's watercolor 12-piece tube set, and I wanted to play around with it a little bit and see if I can fill up my empty palettes with these and dry them out, and if that would work. So I want to try that and just play around with the product and maybe use that canvas that I took out. Right, so there are probably 12, 2, 4, 6, 12 colors in here: white, vermilion, crimson red lake, lemon yellow, cadmium yellow, yellow ochre, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, Prussian blue, deep green, burnt sienna, and burnt umber. So those are your basic colors that you need to mix different colors with, and I'm going to play around with that a little bit. Okay, so that's my watercolor, and then I bought these Creative by Design stickers, and they are in my own language. And they were only, so this is my home language is Afrikaans, for those who don't know me that well. So I'm actually Afrikaans, but I'm a native speaker, so I can do both. And they are just 30 Rand. It's from Christian Art Gifts. Just want to open it up so you can color these in. So once again, remember I said I go for things that I can color in, or that's white. So these are white stickers, so you can color them and match them to the paper collection that you have available. So I like these, and there's a lot of little goodies there, banners and words, sentiments, and little things like that, and I think they're great. I love the little lighthouse and the crosses. Okay, so there we go. So there's the sticker page, and I intend to use this back piece as well. I think I can think up something to use that for. Okay, I'm not going to put it back in the bag, but I like taking things out of the bags. It makes me feel like Christmas. Right, and then I have a little notebook. I love collecting these. Love collecting notebooks. So love the paper, love the noise it makes. It's new. Okay, this book just cost 80 Rand. It's got a plastic cover on both sides and a beautiful modern and floral kind of geometric design. I love this. From all the notebooks I found at CNA, so just want to mention the previous items were bought at our local P&A. It's a Christian bookshop and stationery art shop. And the other products in here are bought from our CNA. CNA, I think, is our oldest stationery shop in South Africa, or stationery franchise, I would say, and they've kind of shrinked over time. You used to get really big stores, and we had lots available in our area, and now we have to kind of drive somewhere to get to one. And they used to have a lot of scrapbooky things, and then they just cut that down, but lately it's been building up again. So I've bought a couple of scrapbooky things at the local CNA, and that's actually the shop that I first started buying my scrapbook things from. My husband bought me a big 12-inch box scrapbook set with an album and everything in it when we got married. So I remember they did have that, and then they stopped stocking scrapbook things, and now they have all the planner goodies and so on. But from all of the things that they have, lots of it are focused on kids, and it's very girly, kind of kiddly, and I didn't like that. I'm a little bit more grown up, so I like this better. And I like the tabs. I'm a big fan of tabs and dividing up my notebook to kind of give it sections. And I use these for planning out my business. So I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. I think I fill about one of these a year, 1 to 2 of these notebooks a year for making notes and planning out things for my business. So I really like these notebooks, and I can recommend this one. It's really great quality for 80 Rand, and it's got a lot of nice paper, lined paper in it, and it's perforated so you can actually take it out. And it's got these tab dividers, plastic dividers, and oh, what's great about it, you can take these out. Oh, wonderful. so they're not fixed. You can take them out and move them around. That's perfect. So even better. All right, so I can recommend this notebook at your local CNA. Okay. There's definitely a seasonal change in South Africa, and I've had to deal with a little bit more allergy issues, so just had to deal with that for a minute. Right, so then there's the metallic stickers, puffy stickers, and once again you get them in a gold and a silver, and they're so affordable. They're just 25 rand, nearly 25 rand, made in China obviously, but I'm going to try these out and I'll let you know the quality. Just want to take one out of the package. Ooh, the noise, I like it. And there's a nice sturdy cardstock inside, so I'm going to use that in a junk journal. Okay, just want to take one off. Yeah, nice quality and a nice size as well. I like these, so I can recommend these. Let's try that out. Okay, and then they've got this set of Dream Believe purple with rose gold stationery, planner stationery. So there's bags and notebooks and binders and things, and pens and so on. I actually like this the most from all of the collections that I saw there, planner thingies. This was drawing me in. So Positive Dream and Believe, and then a whole sticky note set with a nice little note page with butterflies on it. You can see the butterflies there, hopefully. And this says Dream, Believe, Do, Repeat. I like this. So I'm going to use this in my journaling. There's a little bit a fine butterfly a watermark on this one. And these are just plain in 3 ombre colors. And then a butterfly. I think this is my favorite. Butterfly on this sticky notepad. Like that. Okay, and I like the fact that it's in a book, because these sticky notes tend to, if they're on their own, they tend to kind of get hurt along the way and messed up. So this will keep them all nicely until I use them. And then I'm excited about the washi tape. Oh my goodness, and it's red, yay. Okay, love the red. It's a little hard, but it looks like a leaf, 2 leaves on top of each other, but it's beautiful. So a white little half a heart, and then on the red, really nice. And I just want to take it off here. Let's see. Normally you pay, in South Africa, you pay about, I would say 40 rand, 30 to 40 rand a washi tape, so 20 is just perfect. I love the price and I love the quality. The quality is perfect for washi, like that, a lot, and it's my favorite. Okay, and then the other one was an interesting design, like that. My favorite colors, little bit of rainbow coloring going on, turquoise and oranges and pinks, so really nice. Nice pattern to match up with all my collections, because I like these colors, so I think they would go well with all of that. And I'm starting to feel a little bit more positive, a little bit less stressed, if I have to be honest. And then the last item in the box today, and I'm going to put the box aside, is a paperback. So if you want to join my Creative Girl Print and Play club, then come and play with some paper, print some elements from the store, and come play along with us in our Creative Girl club. So if you're a creative girl like me, I invite you, no matter if you're here in South Africa or anywhere in the world, you can come play along, because the Print and Play shop offers you PayPal as a payment option if you're international customer, and then you can play along. So that's the whole idea of setting up my club and my store the way I have, so that anybody anywhere from any place in the world can come and play along with me. So I invite you to come along and come and see what we're up to there. This is a just made in China paper stack, design paper stack, 8 by 8 inch. 20.3 by 20.3 millimeters, 6 designs, 24 sheets of 170 GSM design paper, double-sided printing. I like that. Okay, and the cover is a thicker cardstock. Oh wow. And I'm going to use these little flags, so don't throw this out. I'm going to use that as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Very friendly and festive rainbow colors. I like that. Beautiful. All right, and then we're going to go through the colors. So you get four of each. Perfect. Okay, that's great. That's the one side, and that's the other side, and you have 4. So you can do a full scrapbook layout, 12 by 12 inch. You've got enough paper if you want a paper piece. And then you've got pinwheels. Very interesting. Very interesting. And on the back, little fine pattern there with stars and confetti. Alright, once again you've got 4 sheets. That's a perfect size. I kind of feel like the 12 by 12 inch is very daunting. They're too big and you struggle storing them. These go anywhere. And they're not as small as the 6 by 6. Oh, beautiful. I love this. Isn't that pretty? Ah, there was a blue pack as well. I think I'll get that next time. I love the quality of the paper. Really nice. Not too thin, not too thick. 200 I feel is too thick. 240 is definitely more mixed media thickness, and I think this is just perfect. Very nice. Love these leaves. Great pattern. Simple. Sometimes the simple patterns are the prettiest. Butterflies, little wonky butterflies. 4 of those. And ooh, this is nice. Turquoise and pink. Cute flowers. I haven't seen these. Very nice. Oh, shame. This is so cute. My goodness. Little birdies and leaf pattern. Very nice. With the yellow. That's very cute. With blue birds and yellow birds. I think this will work well for Bible journaling, don't you think? Really nice. And card making. And scrapbooking and journaling and okay, and dots with little dots. Dots with dots. Now actually more than just dots with dots. There's a dot with a stripe in it, and a dot with dots in it, 2 colors, and a dot with 1 color in it. And this is a very fine circle dot. Can you see it? I'm going to try and hold it still. There we go. Very cute. Okay, very nice. And on a purple background, and this is very striking. Wow, it kind of makes me feel like these African patterns that you get locally. Very popping pattern there, and it's just playing around with a little oval. It's not really a full round circle, it's more like an oval. It reminds me of little beads stuck on top of each other. Like if you want to do a bracelet, you'll stack them like this. Very nice. Like the geometric patterns in there. And so there we go. And that's it. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 designs, 24 sheets, and good quality paper, and it's not an arm and a leg, and a cover that you can use, and a back cover which is white that you can use. So you can, I think this is good value for money, and I should know because I have a paper business. Okay, so that's my box, and I actually feel a lot better. My little expedition today wasn't that expensive. I don't feel like I purchased myself into too much trouble, and I can use all of this. I want to show you this before I sign off. You know these little rings that you get for crocheting and needlepoint rings? I took out the inside. You can open this up. This is a big one. I actually want to get smaller rings because I want to take my washi with me sometimes. Alright, and you can add it to your bag using a scrapbook O-ring. And you don't have to open it every time. And your you take the washi with you. So I want to put my washi in here, and I want to put it with my pinks. I think should have done this before I opened it. That's okay. So I color coordinate them. I just did that yesterday. So that's a little pick me up exercise you can also do, is just organize your washi rings. It's just something that takes your mind off of what you're going through. If you're going through something, if you just enjoy something leisurely. Oh, I've got a little sweetie baby here in my studio. She's checking out what's going on here. Don't go outside the window, you can fall there. Chloe. She's just off camera. Okay, I think I'm going to put it here somewhere, all the reds and things. Oh no, she's trying to go on the ledge there. Ooh. Probably have to save her in a minute. Okay, I think I'm going to put it around here. My 2 rolls are up. And then you just screw this on again. It's not a very sturdy thing, but it's sturdy enough for the washi. But I think that's why I want the smaller rings, because I don't want to overload my ring. It's not as sturdy as when you have the 2 rings and the middle one doesn't have an opening. So baby is coming to say hello. Hello everybody. Yep, this is Chloe. Just want to take her off. Hello. Hello people. Look at the camera, Mom. Hello. Now off you go. Bye bye. Alright. And there we go. So that's my washi ring, a nice big washi, and I'm starting a little collection. I don't have as much as I see people have online. Remember, I'm the frugal crafter to a certain respect, budget minded, but I do collect these from time to time, and I like having them with me when I do my journaling. So I hope that you enjoyed that video. Leave me a comment below if there's something you want to talk about or ask a question, something you want to mention. If you want to encourage me, I'm having a bad, or I had a bad day. It's not so bad anymore. But sometimes even people on camera and doing classes and teaching stuff to other people also need a little encouragement from time to time. I kind of feel low today, so I feel like I need that. But I hope that I was able to encourage you that you're not alone wherever you are, and if you're going through a tough time, just remember that God loves you and He's with you, and that He will help you get through this. This won't last forever. He's coming to fetch us one day anyway, and we're going to live with Him without tears and pain and anything. So let that be your goal. I need to remind myself of that. And I just want to mention, I read something at the back of this book. There was this like old thing that my dad popped in here. Shall we be able to endure? A local minister from many years ago in a local newspaper. So this thing is kind of distressed. Maybe I'll put it in the journal somewhere. And he's talking about James 1 verse 3, the testing of your faith produces endurance, from the New American Standard Bible. The nucleus of our answer to the theme question is locked up in the above quotation. Our faith enables us to endure. And I'm not going to read the rest. I first want to read it off camera, and then maybe I'll talk about it later on. But let that just be a little encouragement to you. That endurance thing, I think we all struggle with that, is not to give up, just to keep going. And so I want to remind you to keep your eyes like a sunflower on the King as you turn your head towards Him, and He guides you. He will help you through whatever it is that you need to face every day. And signing off from me, from LillyB, and I hope that unboxing what's in my box today has given you some ideas, has encouraged you a little bit, has made you happy just by watching it. And so see you next time.